Yeah, don't ever waste your money or time on that. It's not worth it at all.
I know. So, what's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie definitely has to be Fight Club with Edward Norton and Brad Pitt. It's a really great movie, and there's a lot more to it than meets the eye. It's kind of deep, if you will.
Okay, favorite music?
My favorite like genre or like my favorite band.
Both. Well, yeah, let's make it
Oh,
both.
my favorite genre is probably like alternative rock, like AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, and stuff like that. And my favorite band is split between Metallica and Nine Inch Nails because they're both awesome, and it's hard for me to just pick one or the other as my favorite.
Did you listen to Chinese Democracy?
No, I did not.
Uh, are you going to?
I don't know. I'm kind of edge about hearing new stuff from my favorite old bands because it just doesn't have the same appeal to me. Like Metallica's Death Magnetic that just came out. I couldn't get into that because it doesn't feel the same to me as it did back then.
Why? Because it's like too compressed.
I don't know if I could say that.
Mm,
It's like their time was back then, and I don't really see them really having any
mm,
real presence here and today. I mean, I don't know how to put this into words. Really, like they belong back in when they played in the '80s and whatnot. Not today. Just not a fan of their new stuff. Let's put it that way.
well, Chinese Democracy is pretty good. I'm gonna get it tomorrow, but I've heard it on their MySpace and it's pretty good. Like, it's better than most stuff out there.
I'll have to illegally download that then.
All right, you go ahead and do that. Um, let's move on to the questions.
Sure thing.
All right. Um, um, this one's from Tiny Cell, the guy that splits up the podcast. Um,
All right.
who's your favorite user?
Oh, like I said before, BTB is hands down my favorite.
What do you think of me, Tiny Cell?
Uh, he doesn't really stand out that much to me. I mean, he's an alright poster, but just doesn't really stand out or anything.
Uh, what do you think of girls who go on the boards and become attention whores?
Uh, I don't think they necessarily do that themselves. I think it's just because
Mm,
they're girls on the internet, and then naturally guys will flock to them like that. So, I mean, I don't like it, but as long as they're not trying to do it on purpose, which I know they're not, but as long as they don't do it on purpose, I mean, they can't control it, so whatever.
all right. He also says, "Hat is your favorite game of all time."
My favorite game of all time, like I said earlier, is probably split between the Zelda Ocarina of Time and Metal Gear Solid 1.
All right. The last question from him. Do you think you do a good job of running G Other?
I think I do a terrible job of running G Other, but no one else can do it but me, so live with it.
Why do you say that? Why terrible?
Eh, I'm not too involved in the running process. Mainly, I just kick people. That's the gist of my running, really. Trying to stop stupid topics when they happen.
But isn't it better not to be too involved? Like, I mean, if you're too involved something, you can make it like worse.
Yeah, that's
Mm,
true.
like,
I try not to involve it too much. It's like a little side thing. I don't revolve my life around it or anything like
yeah.
that.
All right, let's move on to the next question from Hockey7318. What's your favorite book?
My favorite book, I don't read a lot. I only read when something really interests me, but I have read the Fight Club novel, and it is a pretty good book, honestly.
He also goes to ask, do you like Harry Potter books?
No, I'm not. It's not really my thing. I watch the movies just for the entertainment, but not really in story or anything.
Okay. Next question from Mystery Cooper. Do you think? Do you still think that Sim Cow King is a guy?
Yeah, to be honest, I do because you don't see girls going around blatantly stating that they're girls like that on the internet. So, regardless of what he or she says, I still think it's a guy.
Okay. Wait. Did is Sim kicked? Like that's what I've heard. I don't know, but people have been asking. Is Sim kicked?
What's that? Kind of lost you there for a second.
Oh, is Sim kicked? Is she gone from G? He, she, whatever.
Y Simcoe King is kicked from G other currently right now, yes.
All right. Wanted to clear that up for people who are, unsure. Next question from.
Yeah, there's
No, you can go on.
yeah, there was a reason for it. I don't want to divulge into that right now, but I mean, suffice to say, I had a reason to do it. And depending on how it goes, I may or may not re-invite him back to the board.
All right, understandable. Here's another question from. Oh no, it's a new question. It's from Tober T. Why don't you play Disegna 3 anymore?
Oh, no, just Gaia 3.
Oh well, my pronunciation's bad, so whatever.
Well, mainly because I just got bored of it, really. I played enough of it and I beat it, and it just doesn't interest me once I beat it.
Um. All right. Here's another question from Citro or Wire. Have you ever played a Tofu Hu game? If not, have you ever considered starting to play?
I have no idea what that is, and I
No.
couldn't consider starting to play if I didn't know what that was.
I'll spell it out for you. Touhou.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is, to be honest.
Oh,
So I can't say that I do.
okay. Uh, Another question from Dana Hell. Do you actually like any of us?
Of course I like you guys. You guys are great. Without you guys, the board wouldn't be possible. I may not express it a lot, but you guys are alright.
Um, Here's a question from Samus Fighter. Would you marry Samus Fighter?
I would not marry Samus Spider.
All right. Um, um, there. Here's another question by Everything Man, but it's basically who's your favorite user on G-Utter, not including yourself. And I know the answer to that, BTB. I just wanted to
Yeah.
give Everything Man his little shout out.
Alright.
Last question by Red 13. Do people ever badger you to join this board when you post on other boards?
I get it occasionally. Some people do, but it doesn't really happen a lot. Only mainly whenever I post on POTD, which doesn't really happen that often anymore. But I have gotten the random, hey, you're that G other guy, invite me whenever I post on random game boards.
Uh, wasn't Breasticles one of those guys?
Oh, I don't even remember that guy. It's been a while. Oh, never him. Yeah, he was the guy who was like begging for it forever. Yeah, I don't even know what happened to him, but yeah, he was one of the biggest people bothering me to get in.
um, all right, that's all for the questions. Let's see. I have some final questions. How do you think this interview went?
Uh, Sketchy at best. I'm not really a interview guy, but I mean, it's all right. People want to hear it.
um, who would you like to see interviewed next?
Personally, Luster Soldier because